People, DG, I'm back again. Quick video. I'm late to the party. Obviously you all saw. Well, it's been a while now. When we played Napoli at home, you saw the images or Snapchat images emerge of one of our own Arsenal fans being an idiot and calling Koulibaly a monkey, and I think he actually said, I'm not gonna spare my words. He said a nigger like he said it, and where do we start and where do we finish, man? I mean, you lot know I'm always speaking about racism or racial incidences. There's too much going on in football for me to count up. Seeing a lot on social media, you're seeing a lot in the streets. You lot know I try my best, but it's getting out of hand, and it's never got away. It's just the fact that it's in your face. This fan's a bitch, man. Pardon my language, like a fucking pussy hole. That's the only way to say it. It's ridiculous. Like a club like Arsenal, everybody's got bad seeds in it. Everyone's got bad seeds. Everyone's got twat fans, racist fans, idiot fans, stupid running on the pitch hooligan fans. It's a fact. Everyone's got that. But for me, club like Arsenal has always been big on inclusion. Has always been big on inclusion. You go and look at way before my time, probably before my parents' time, when Arsenal started. Many different, well, probably my parents, but many different nationalities coming together in the community. That's something that's big on Arsenal. I mean, it's ridiculous. He's using the M word against Koulibaly, but I bet you he loves Patrick Vieira and Thierry Henry and all these players there. And I bet you he's whispering it as well. To add a bit of context, he's in the stadium and he's doing his Snapchat business and he's whispering it because he knows he'll get dealt with. That individual, he knows he could never say that in Finsbury Park. He knows he couldn't say it on Seven Sisters Road. So he says it in a stadium where no one can hear. He is a coward. And what makes it even more funny or ironic is that he's an ethnic minority himself. So you've probably gone through spells of discrimination, racial prejudice, and silly things like that. I don't know what possessed you to abuse Koulibaly, one of the best centre-halves in his position at the moment. I don't know, because he might have lost his football match, but he hasn't lost his dignity. You've lost your dignity. And if you've seen reports emerge online, this same twat fans actually, I think someone leaked it, he was then seen sending an email to Arsenal begging them for forgiveness, how he's sorry not to cancel his things. It's impossible to ban fans and stuff like that, but hopefully he's blackballed and everything. Hopefully he loses his job. I've seen that his face is all plastered anywhere. If I ever see him, I'm going to spit in his face and slap him. But what can you do, man? It's another cowardly act. Racists are cowards. It's a cowardly act, and I feel I had to speak about this because Arsenal fans or Arsenal in general, I don't think any fans are better than anyone, but there's clearly some fans that do more things. You see the Chelsea business. Obviously, when we played Spurs, you had the banana. So it's only right that I call out our own. This guy could never be a fan. This guy's a waste man. Like, he's actually a waste man. And to be honest, now that I think about it, he's actually not worth this vid. But he's just a waste man because he would not say that in a place where he can get dealt with. And what possessed you to do it? Like, what did you think he was gaining from that? Like, you disgraced yourself because true say you're probably getting onto Koulibaly and your mother's probably playing for the black team as well. She probably likes black man the same way. That's probably why you got this bitter thing about you. Effing waste, man. Like, it is what it is. Twats are gonna be twats, people, and hopefully he loses his job, his bag gets stopped. Like I said, what I mean by bag is his cash gets stopped. Is how he makes his living. So if you see this youth slapping, man, spit in his face, man, cause I'm getting sick and tired of this racist nonsense now, man. I don't feel racist people need education. I think it's dangerous to assume that some of the most biggest racists through history and in general are some of the most educated folk. So I believe it's not on us to educate. I hate the fact that people that are always on the receiving end of racial abuse have to be the ones to turn the other cheek and educate and stuff like that. This ain't Disneyland. Imagine if things don't happen peacefully. It's the same with making changes with racism in society. What change in life, in history, what history defining moment, whether it's civil rights or whether it's the Nazis versus England, World War One and Two, yeah. What has peace ever done? What is peace ever? A peaceful protest? It's like even because I work in Oxford Circus. Then, but what are them people there? The climate change, big up climate change. It needs to happen, innit? We need to pattern climate change and try and eradicate that, but peaceful protests aren't going to do anything. Standing around saying kumbaya and things like that ain't going to change anything. Do you see what I'm saying? When through history as peaceful things change, rebellion and sad to say violence changes things. That's a fact. Think about it, people. If I'm outside your office or whatever and I'm saying I want a raise, I'm standing and I'm saying boss with a ticket with a poster saying boss, I need a raise. you're not going to take me seriously, are you? But if I throw a brick through that window, in fact, you might look through your window every now and again and ignore me. But if I throw a brick through that window, you're going to listen. You're going to listen, aren't you? It's silly, man. I hate to speak about these racial incidences, man. And while I'm here, I might as well speak about, I know you're seeing the media blackout, or social media blackout, better yet, that all the players are doing on social media at all levels, from youth level to first team. And I think it's good. I feel they need to do something. It's nice to see that there appears to be some sort of understanding between the Players Association and footballers in general. It's nice to see that. It's a good show of solidarity. But at the same time, people, I'm not to be cynical, not to be critical, because I don't have all the answers. I don't know how to fix racism or how to stop certain things. But what I do know is that I feel in the country we live in, personally, in society and in football, because they mirror the two, I feel we like to be seen to do good, whether it's racism or anything else. I think we like to just be seen talking about certain things rather than actually saving it. It doesn't matter if I go to these anti-racial events where it's the same statistics about the same biases and nothing's done, or whenever there's a tragedy and people might change their display pictures, it's no different from that. How does blacking yourself out from social media change anything? In fact, it probably gives these players a benefit because they're away from it. But how long are these players going to stay away from it? They have endorsements to fulfill, and it's sad to say a lot of them will pick money over it. And to be honest, what is 24 hours going to do? It's not going to change anything. It's nice that we're making a stand, but it just feels that we like to be we're more concerned talking about racism than actually trying to eradicate it. Because again, I'm not sure if they've noticed, but these little fancy slogans, or changing your display picture to saying enough, stop speaking about racism, or wearing fancy and anti-racist slogan t-shirts and fancy advertisement campaigns, it doesn't change anything. Saying no to racism, having all sorts of players of all different backgrounds staring into a camera saying say no to racism, it's a good message and it's all facts, but this isn't going to change it. This isn't going to change it. Only something radical is going to force these people to act. And some of these things you can't really see it happening. Walking off fields, refusing to play. That would probably be the biggest thing to bring change. If certain players refuse to play, if players refuse to play, but they won't. Again, I don't have all the answers, people, but I know that ain't going to change anything, because you're seeing the Premier League and the FA don't even keep statistical records of racial incidences. If they're not keeping records, why would they don't care. They're not keeping records, but they deem it better, rather than keeping records, because that's time consuming and possibly cost consuming. They deem it better to spend more of their budget on high quality productions and production teams and t-shirts and visuals. They deem that better than actually keeping a record. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you beyond the ministerial fouls? And I found a certain irony between Wayne Hennessy. Wayne Hennessy was doing the blackout thing. This is a man who claimed not to know about the Nazi stuff. I mean, it's ridiculous how much our intelligence is insulted. Sorry, as professional, as not professional, I'm bugging out. As football fans, by professional footballers and by professional associations, it's ridiculous. So yeah, man, I didn't actually plan to talk about that, but I don't. It can't change anything. It's no different from everybody wearing the same shirts in their build-up. It doesn't change anything in the warm-ups or in the build-up to games. It doesn't change a thing, but it is what it is, man. On that note, I'm going to get out of here. So people, DG, stay safe. I'm out.